Hi everyone, good morning. We're so glad you're joining us here on Up with KREM on this Wednesday. I'm Tim Pham. We also want to welcome you in if you're streaming us on KREM 2 Plus. Meteorologist Thomas Patrick joining us now from the Weather Center. Good morning, Thomas. It's good to see you. So today it sounds like we could experience some more showers. Tell us about it.
Yeah, just kind of the same thing that we've been dealing with from this Monday and Tuesday that continues today and for tomorrow. We would generally call this an unsettled weather pattern because there are these moments of rainfall and scattered showers, but it's not really all that prolific. It's not severe. It's not really even all that bothersome, just enough to keep the ground wet, even if it's for just a couple minutes at a time here. But the showers have been most persistent over southeastern Washington, so kind of that Highway 12 corridor from Walla Walla to Lewiston, and even the Palousas at times gotten some rainfall, but it's even starting to thin out after really a couple hours worth of some scattered showers. This developed at about 2 o'clock this morning, and it's already just kind of on the back half of that kind of development. But yeah, same story as it was the last 2 days, just scattered shower chances possible through the afternoon. So you might get rained on, you might not. It'll all just kind of depend on where you're at for today. So that's what we'll be tracking on Doppler radar all day long.
Here's a live look at the traffic impact this morning from I-90 at the state line at Post Falls. You can see right now traffic is moving pretty steadily here. No major issues, though, to report here at the Washington-Idaho state line. We'll keep a close eye on traffic conditions all over the inland Northwest so you know what it looks like before you head out the door. On Up with KREM, we bring you weather and traffic together every 30 minutes. At 6:02, a traffic alert happening now. A major multi-year project on I-90 is causing slowdowns as crews work to repave the interstate. KREM 2's Regan Gallo joining us now live from the newsroom. And Regan, you spoke to the Transportation Department. Tell us more about how this will impact the morning commute. Good morning.
Good morning, Tim. Well, the Idaho Transportation Department tells us they are resurfacing an 8-mile stretch of I-90, a project that is expected to last through the fall of 2026. This project stretches from Wolf Lodge over 4th of July Pass, and it is meant to enhance safety, extend the life of roadways, add light, improve drainage systems, and replace several miles of concrete barriers. ITD says drivers should expect lane reductions, slowdowns, and flaggers out on the roads. Work will then be conducted during daytime hours.
Part of this project is obviously rehabbing the pavement. There were some soft spots, some cracking and things like that, and that's kind of the last step before the road really starts falling apart. So it's just part of that preventative ongoing maintenance for all of the roadways that we maintain here in North Idaho.
Other construction projects that will slow down drive time include the I-90 expansion between Post Falls and Coeur d'Alene, I-90 State Highway 41 interchange, and the I-90 bridge replacement near Cataldo. ITT does encourage drivers to download the free app, the Idaho 511 system, to get all the latest updates about traffic, especially as summertime gets busy in North Idaho for tourist season. Back to the studio, Regan Gallo, KREM 2 News.
New from overnight this morning, Hollywood is mourning the loss of actor Val Kilmer. His daughter confirmed with the New York Times Kilmer died from pneumonia. Kilmer rose to prominence in the 1980s and had an acting career spanning 4 decades. One of his most notable roles was Iceman from the movie Top Gun. Kilmer was diagnosed with throat cancer in 2014, but he had recovered from that illness, according to his daughter. Kilmer was 65. And in your wake-up call question of the morning today, we want to know, what is your favorite Val Kilmer movie? Or maybe you have a favorite quote you want to share with us. We've been receiving some of those. Here's what you're saying. Someone says, "I'm your Huckleberry." Charity wrote in and says, "I love his movie Top Gun. He will be missed by all his fans. Top Secret, a cult classic." Let us know your favorites by texting us at 509-448-2000 or use the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media. This morning, we're keeping an eye on the Idaho State Capitol. Some lawmakers do not want tens of thousands of Idahoans on SNAP to be able to buy candy or soda with their benefits. An amended version of the bill will soon be on its way to Governor Brad Little's desk. The federal government would have to grant Idaho a waiver allowing the changes. Supporters of the bill say taxpayers are funding a growing health crisis, including childhood obesity. A Hunger Free America spokesperson saying the legislature is creating a problem that does not exist.
This is a society-wide problem, not one caused by SNAP. Blaming low-income families is the easy one to blame. And it's just misleading, it's harmful, it's an overreach, and it further demonizes our neighbors who need help.
She also worries the changes could be too much for grocery stores to handle, especially those in rural areas. She says this could lead them to potentially stop taking SNAP altogether. Happening today, in a matter of hours, Boeing CEO will face lawmakers on Capitol Hill. Kelly Ortberg is scheduled to testify in front of the Senate Committee on Commerce, Science, and Transportation. He will address safety culture and quality at Boeing. The company has had numerous incidents linked to its planes over the past few years, including the door plug blowout on an Alaska Airlines flight. New developments this morning in the case against the man accused of killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. The U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi directed federal resources and federal prosecutors to seek the death penalty. Luigi Mangione is facing federal charges including stalking and murdering Thompson last year in New York City. Mangione is also charged with first-degree murder by state prosecutors. He has pleaded not guilty to all charges. This morning, we continue following the budget crisis in Washington state. Lawmakers continue their efforts to agree on a budget. Both the House and Senate passed their proposals, but KREM 2's Amanda Rowley found out the work is far from over. Governor Bob Ferguson has to approve of them first.
The House and Senate both passed their versions of the Washington state budget, but Governor Bob Ferguson says he won't sign either version for two reasons. They each propose too much in taxes, and they both rely on a wealth tax.
Washington Governor Bob Ferguson is addressing the state's operating budget just 3 weeks before the conclusion of the legislative session.
And I want to start by saying how much I appreciate the hard work of both the House and the Senate.
But he says if the legislature wishes to complete its work on time, it needs to immediately move the budget discussions in a significantly different direction. Governor Ferguson believes the wealth tax is untested, difficult to implement, and he expects it will face an immediate challenge in court.
The legal arguments for a wealth tax are untested. The courts could go either way on that issue. It would be irresponsible to rely on an untested new tax to balance our budget, particularly given the situation we face with the federal government.
The governor is also anticipating more federal budget cuts that will have significant impacts on Washington state. He believes the best thing the state can do in preparation is maintain the state's reserves, particularly the rainy day fund. I spoke with Eastern Washington legislators to hear their reactions to the governor's two biggest concerns with the budgets from both chambers.
The wealth that's being created in Washington state doesn't just come from wealthy folks. It comes from folks showing up to work every single day. And I think if our governor takes a closer look at the decisions that are being made both on the House and the Senate side, he can find a better appreciation for why we are looking at taxing wealth more fairly in our state.
More and more taxes piled on at a time when people are already hurting. Right now, insurance is going up. I mean, your homeowner's insurance is going up, your car insurance is going up, food is going up. And so now we're going to go for massive, the largest tax increase in state history is what was being proposed. The citizens of the state cannot handle it at this time.
The last day of this legislative session is April 27th, which means the clock is ticking for Washington lawmakers to approve the state's budget. Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
We have the governor's full press conference streaming on KREM 2 Plus right now. Just download our streaming app on your TV and watch for free.
It is 6:09. Our weather conditions today are looking very similar to these last couple days. Another cloudy, cool start to the day. We'll have a chance for scattered showers. Hard to really pinpoint exactly when and where those showers may and may not develop for the day, so just stay on your guard. But right now it's 37 degrees, so cool like it was yesterday. And at the moment, most of the showers have been over southeastern Washington and the Palouse region. Again, this could all develop at anywhere at any point, so that's why these scattered shower chances are going to be just that throughout the day. So just stay on your guard, but otherwise it's looking pretty similar to these last 2 days.